Hi everyone. Well, we thought we'd better do another update tonight because the computer models are still split on this potential cold weather coming up over the next few weeks. There's quite a lot quite a lot going on really, with such a difference and variation between the different models. In fact, the divergence is so strong we are still unsure where this is going to end up. But we'll start off anyway for tonight because we've got a bit of interesting weather coming in over the next few hours. And this interesting weather is coming in the form of showers. Well, we've got this band of showery rain out here to the west. That's at the moment it's producing some quite heavy bursts actually. As it moves eastwards, the warm sea temperatures are likely to actually, well, we'll say warm sea temperatures. The sea temperatures are warmer than what the air currently is. With the air temperature currently around 6, pushing 7 degrees Celsius, with water temperature closer to around 10, it means that the warmth from the sea, because it is warmer, rises up through the colder air and gives potentials for some really heavy outbreaks of rain and potentially some thundery outbreaks as well. So we'll run through and you can see these shower outbreaks moving through. They're coming through a little bit later than expected. We were expecting them to be with us by now, but it looks like they're going to be coming through generally on and off through the night. And some of these shower outbreaks could be really quite heavy. It looks like we could have a little break in them, and then we have another spell of potential showery outbreaks of rain as we move through tomorrow, which could also be heavy and possibly even quite persistent for a little time for a little while during the afternoon and into the evening. But of course we'll give you a bit more on that if things start looking quite active. So we'll start off with the American computer model tonight. And first, like last night, we're going to run through the model with the isobars showing where the areas of high and low pressure are going to, followed by the wind and the temperature maps. So we'll run through this, and you can see, as if you don't already know, the time and dates up here on the top left. As we run through Sunday, and then through into Monday, Tuesday, and then to Wednesday, we get this area of low pressure that's sinking out here to our east. And this is really the trigger for the potential colder weather. Now, you can see as we move into Thursday, we can overlay the wind arrows briefly. You can see the wind arrows are coming from the north to northeast. So that means we've got this northeasterly flow, which is inevitably going to be very cold. So we'll overlay the wind arrow, the wind and temperature. And you can see that at the moment we've got some quite chilly air over us, but it's not too cold, and the winds are coming up from the south. As we move through tonight and into tomorrow, we get a bit of a wave of colder air come down from the northwest. Then a second wave come through really Tuesday night and into Wednesday, and that's where the colder air is introduced to our area. And then through Thursday and into Friday, we get some very cold air moving in from the northeast. But like I said, this is the American computer model, so this is showing some very cold air. In fact, later on in the run it gets even colder, which we might be able to show you in just a moment if there's enough time left at the end of this video. So now we'll have a quick look at the French computer model, one of the main ones that we use. And it's a little bit different than yesterday. It's showing that area of low pressure sinking off to the southeast as we move Sunday into Monday, and then the second area moving down and through to our east. And it does look like it will sink to the southeast a little bit like the American computer model does, but further east really than what that was showing, with high pressure here out to the west. So it introduces a straight northerly flow, and that lasts really through as we move through in towards Friday, and then high pressure builds up across the country. So let's run it through with the temperatures and wind, and you can see that the winds turn into the north and northeast, north and northwest, should I say, over the next couple of days. They stay northwesterly for a time. Some warmer areas trying to get in off the Atlantic as we move in towards Thursday. But the colder air just about manages to win out, and as we head towards later on Thursday and Friday, we get a bit of a colder blast coming in from the north before some warmer air comes up from the southwest. So that's quite different already from the American computer model, which was showing by this time some strong northeasterly winds and some very cold air. So this one's looking quite a bit milder. Okay, so now we'll run through the European computer model. And you can see here that the area of low pressure sinks off to the southeast, the first one, and then the second one comes through, and that also sinks off to the southeast towards the Mediterranean, and for a time introduces a spell of wind from the north, and then it moves off a bit further and they become northeasterly for a time before this area of high pressure starts to settle its settle down across us. Still some pretty cold northeasterly winds here, but it doesn't look quite as major as the American computer model. So we'll look at the temperature and wind with this as well, and you can see the cold air moving through the first one. Then the second lot of cold air moves through later on Tuesday into Wednesday, and then as we move through Thursday into Friday, we get this blast of east to northeasterly winds. And from quite a way east here, so you know these blues are showing that it's really going to be quite cold for a few days. But because there'll be high pressure settling down across us, it'll be very frosty with very low temperatures at night, and you know it could be really quite icy. But it does look quite dry throughout. So the conclusion is really that things are very confused between the computer models. Not one of them is showing anything you know the same as another. None of them are matching up. So yeah, we are just as confused as the computer models at the moment to the potential of snow and cold weather. It certainly looks like it will turn very cold really over the next over the next week. It's likely to turn very cold anyway. Certainly there will be some frosts, and it's likely that we will see some potential wintry weather with a little bit of snow on the back edge of some rain bands that will be moving through. But we'll give you more information on that over the coming days, and we can pinpoint that down a little bit better as well as we get closer to the time. So there may be a little bit of snow over the hills and things like that, but of course we'll let you know. Beyond this, there is chance of things turning a lot colder still, but we'll probably give you more more on that tomorrow when we got a bit more time. It doesn't make the video too long. So anyway, that's all for now. Goodbye.